Peace, y'all. My name is Zahir Oladuni Mobilaji Ture. I'm standing here in Lithonia, Georgia, at this new marker they just put up to honor the ancestors who are victims of lynching in America. And one thing I wanted to say was that, being African-centered, oftentimes we talk what we want to do, but we never actually follow through with the things we say we're going to do, right? And if we're going to be a part of the African-centered culture, what we got to start doing is honoring these ancestors who are in our communities, right? And so one thing I wanted to do is read a part of this sign and tell y'all why I thought this was important. So if we see here, part of the sign that says lynching emerged as the most public and notorious form of racial terrorism and violence intended to intimidate black people and enforce racial hierarchy and segregation. Many African Americans were lynched following accusations of violating social customs, engaging in interracial relationships, or committing crimes even when there was no evidence tying the accused to any offense. African Americans accused of these alleged offenses often face hostile suspension and a presumption of guilt that made them vulnerable to mob violence and lynching. And this is the same thing that happens today when we got victims who are people who've been murdered, black people who've been murdered by police and are sent to prisons. That's a modern form of slavery, and there's often no trial. It's the judge, jury, and execution right there in the streets. And so we can see that this is a continuing form of lynching in America. And so for them and for these ancestors here, who we're never going to know all of their names, we're going to have to honor them in the African-centered way by pouring these libations. So in honor of the ancestors of Lithonia and all lynching victims in Georgia, I pour a libation saying, Ashe,
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 Asheo.
Asheo.